All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. Welcome back, my friend. How are you feeling today?
Good morning, Carlos. I am feeling great. Happy to be back. It's sort of weird, when you travel for a long time and you get home, it's comfortable, but it's as awkward as it is comfortable, right? When I left, there was no snow on the ground. Now there's snow. My wife and my daughter Christmas. Anyway, the house is all Christmassy, and it's just sort of weird. I left, it was November. I came back, and it's Christmas. And I did so many things, right? We were in Colombia. That's old news by now, but WPT, it was in Vegas at the gold, here it is, the WTP Gold free $5 million free roll event. Didn't do as well as I had hoped, but it was a great experience. I came in 908th position out of 2,000 entrants. So not, only made it halfway through the field. But, at least I could say I did better than some pros like fellow Canadian Daniel Negreanu, who was out before I was. So at least I've got that. But, I took the time and I toured around, went to Red Rocks. If you guys know Vegas, I visited Death Valley. I had lots of fun. So, and now I'm back, ready to work. Ready to trade these markets. And what the heck? And while I've been gone for a couple of days, the world's gone into turmoil, at least my world. It was, came back yesterday, and first thing I did, I looked at Tesla because I'd sort of been out of it. Tesla's at $475. What?
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yep. It is wild, man.
And then in local news, the Canadian government is in turmoil with our finance minister. I mean, this is, I don't know if this is going to have any market impact in the U.S. Probably not. But in Canada, it's pandemonium. We're not used to this type of political intrigue where Chrystia Freeland, who was the federal finance minister, and she was actually deputy prime minister, which, is sort of the equivalent of the vice president in the U.S., roughly. When they quit via social media in protest, more or less, and said, I can't do this anymore, I am out. That is something. So I don't know what's going to happen in the Canadian government, but Canadian government is in turmoil. Anyways, but the U.S. markets are not in turmoil. It looks like things are actually continuing to trend here with Bitcoin, gunning its way higher. And geez, it's an opportunity. I'm hoping that I'm going to get some great trading today because I need to get back in the game, quick. Looking forward to it.
Man, we've been seeing some awesome trading. Our watch list has been great. Yesterday, we had great lists here. Not everything traded well, but AVGO, this thing continues to go higher and higher. It was sitting at 180, went from 210 to 225 on this day. This was last week, Friday. I didn't think they had it in it, man. I'm like, this stock doesn't trade very well, but Andrew likes it today. A lot of people like it. Let me watch it. And it did. It traded very well. And yesterday, same exact thing. It had a great pop at the open, a little bit of a deep pullback here, but then continue again, broke another high, towards the end of the day. So it's been on fire. We'll watch it again today. We'll see how active this is going to continue. Price action is a little funky though, right? It's a higher price stock. It's a little weird at times. So you got to be careful with the price action. The spread, horrible, but it's not a Tesla AMD spread, right? It's not that tight. So you got to just take a peek at it. Make sure you're not getting in when it's something at 80 cents to $1. And if you are, just make sure, again, we always tell you that you're taking the correct number of shares for your risk management. So very important. But yeah, man, it's been fun. It's been a lot of movements here. Crypto, obviously, doing its thing. So there's definitely a lot going on here. But Peter, take us through our U.S. economic calendar for today.
Yeah, just what you were saying. I caught you and John mentioning AVGO yesterday morning as I was just jetting my way to the airport. But yeah, what a crazy. Joined the $1 trillion club. And like you said, not normally a good trader. It was surprising to hear you guys say it. And just looking at it now, average volume, 80 million shares over the last couple of days when normally it's it's only trading 17, 20 million shares. It's suddenly it's in play. So all right, some fun going on there. AVGO, Joe, I have to add it to my semis list. I never even put it on there because it's normally so boring. So
Yeah.
let's go, baby. Economic calendar, though, absolutely. We've got a couple things happening on the economic calendar. It's actually fairly quiet, I've got to say, on the economic calendar overall, because we have no earnings. We're sort of between earnings sessions, and the economic events are a little muted. But we've got the usual stuff. Retail sales just came out a few minutes ago. Expectation was going to be up 0.4 to 0.5%. Actually came out up about 0.2%. So come on, Americans. Need to go spend more. Retail sales are not up as much as anticipated with the holiday season upon us. But that's the November number, by the way, of course. So, December is still yet to be seen. Later in a few minutes, we've got the industrial production and capacity utilization numbers coming out. You can see what the forecast numbers are there. 10 o'clock, we do have the home builders confidence index. Not a huge market mover, any of these, but you might want to keep an eye on it, especially if you're in an active trade. Sometimes the market just goes a little sideways on you or makes an unexpected move. And then at 1 o'clock, we do have the Atlanta Fed, the GDP Now number. Again, not a big market mover, but in these types of markets, you never know. So it's good to know what's happening so you can be aware, right? Should something occur, or if you're considering a trade at those moments. We got to look at the gappers. Really, that's going to tell us what's primarily moving this morning. And I see we got a fairly full list. So, Carlos, we should probably get to those and see what they give us.
Yeah, let's jump right in. I see some names that have been pretty active over the last couple of days are coming up here again. So let's take a look at the top 5. And this quantum stuff, Peter, this QUBT,
right.
what's that on TBS? Still in play, still shows up here. What's it? QU? What's that one? QU? Is it BT? BT is one, but it's another one. Yeah, that's one. There's some other ones too. QBTS is also here. So again, they've been in play. We've seen them on our gappers list quite often. I have not put them on my list yet. I mean, there's usually other things to look at that look much better, but their daily's getting better. Like if you look at this daily here, look at it yesterday, did have one of the cleanest days that we've seen out of this in the recent time that it started to get going, early mid-November into December here. You can see yesterday probably had one of their biggest day from $7 to $11. So again, it's getting better. Still something to keep an eye on. I have not put them on my list, but they're on here every day. QUBT and also QBTS. But let's start with the first one, PRTG. Let's see what's going on here. PRTG this morning up 175%. Wow. 13 million shares traded, hard to borrow. The float on this one is tiny, 700,000 is what I'm showing on Trading Terminal. So really small float. You got to be careful on this one. Peter, it looks like a biotech, so maybe some kind of phase trial, something good happening for them today.
Yeah, well, actually not in this case. It's actually more of a corporate merger situation, because you're right. That would be a good guess. Normally these biotechs, it's about some news that they've got. But in this case, they've entered into a letter of intent, an LOI, with a company called Immunova LLC, which is based out of Connecticut, to have a basically... to be acquired. So they're going to have, this is sort of like a corporate merger, which is good news for PRTG. I don't see the terms here, though. I was looking to understand the terms a little bit better, but clearly it's considered to be of benefit to PRTG because, like you said, their stock price has more than doubled. This is, I don't know, Carlos, this would be a high risk, right? Because their float is less than 1 million shares. I see only about 440,000 shares in the float, which means that this morning, having already traded over 13, almost 14 million shares, I mean, they're flipping this float quite actively. So, yeah, high risk, potentially high reward. Just if you like the risky stuff, then maybe this is the stock of the day. But for me, especially being my first day back, I'm not going to play with that. Last thing I need is a big loss on something crazy like this because I take a flyer. I'm not doing that.
That's the same exact way I feel, man. I'd rather take my chances on stuff that I know I can have a better shot. I'm more consistent with, and this is not it, right? I've been burned way too many times. Not saying that it's not good. We see our good boy Jared. Jared's becoming like a low flow risky type trader, man. I've been watching him closely. And every time I look over, I say, "Hey, be careful with this one." He's messaging partially. I'm like, my goodness. So we gotta look out for him. He's doing some stuff there. All right, let's take a look at NTS. MNTS this morning. This is up 20%, 778,000 shares traded. Looks ugly. Just got going. So we might need to give this a little bit of time to kind of develop into what is happening today. Momentous. Do we have any news on this, Peter? Again, it's just got going.
It's an aerospace and defense company, and it seems to be like space news is the stuff that has been sort of sitting on the sidelines because not a lot of these space companies are trading, right? We all know that SpaceX had a private placement. I think I mentioned that when I was in Colombia, and it gives an first opportunity for the public to potentially invest in it. Anyways, in this case, Momentous is they've got a contract with the defense. Sorry, let me speak here. The Defense Department to put payloads onto SpaceX rockets. So, SpaceX, as we know, right, they've been doing very good at sort of leading the industry at commercializing space travel. They also accept commercial payloads, which is, by the way, something Momentous is doing as well. But and I don't know if I can't remember if I think I did this at the close one day when I was actually looking. You can go onto SpaceX's site and pull up their payload configuration requirements. So if you wanted to configure your own payload, you could do that. You could actually put a container of stuff onto a SpaceX rocket and launch it into space. Carlos, I was joking that I think we need to do that. I think we need to put some BBT swag just to send it into space for no apparent reason. But anyways, Momentous this morning, though, with this contract with the Department of Defense and their ability to issue commercial payloads, it's giving their stock a lift. And I don't know whether this will continue. It's good news for them, but feels like it might be a little tough to trade. Momentous is also another very low float type stock, so caution is warranted.
Yeah, I don't like it right now. Let's see how it looks in a couple of minutes. All right, it might change. But right now, it's just got going. Doesn't really have a lot of momentum right now. It's just popped up. Volume's kind of sliding down a little bit. Did some stuff yesterday, but again, just not looking all that fun. Let's look at TEVA. TEVA. This is TEVA Pharmaceuticals. We used to trade this a ton. Was one of our short-term usual suspects at one point. Today they're looking good. They're up 18%, 5.2 million shares traded, and this one again very, very active today, Peter. So I really like what I'm seeing here. I might add this to my list this morning, given the activity we're getting so far.
Yeah, this is rare for such a large company, TEVA being one of the larger pharmaceutical companies. As you said, I used to trade this years ago. It was actually one of the first stocks I traded heavily when I started actively day trading back in 2017. But yeah, I haven't looked at it for a long time because normally it trades in a very tight range without much interest. However, they've got some good news where they've got positive phase 2B trials on an ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease drug. So the fact that that's doing well should be what's lifting them this morning. As much as I say I did trade this, it was many years ago, and I said I've tried to watch it several times in the interim, and it has really not traded very well. So maybe today's its day. I do see we've got over 5 million shares traded, and it does look active. So potentially, I might actually put this on my list just maybe for nostalgic reasons more than anything else. But they do have some good news.
Yeah, they do. I like that here. I'm gonna add them to my list. They might not stay on my main list this morning, but I like the volume. I like the pre-market action. Ever since 7:30, this thing has been moving very well. And yeah, let's see where it goes today. We do have shares for sure on it. We got plenty, so that's a good sign as well. All right, heading down the list, SEDG. We've seen this one before as well. Solar Edge Technology. I usually just keep it off the list. I don't like the way it trades for the most part. Lighter volume on the daily. So again, I think there'll be better things to look at, Peter. They're getting a slight gap up this morning, 14% here, 436,000. Anything exciting on it?
Well, we know that solar hasn't done well because the expectation is under a Trump government that solar companies are probably not going to fare all that well. You know that he's big on oil and not so much on solar. However, we do know that one of his good buddies, Elon, is. So who knows what's actually going to happen? This feels like just a little bit like a bounce. I mean, Solar Edge had been down over the last couple of days. This could be a so-called dead cat bounce, maybe just a little bit. Volume isn't that high, only 400,000 shares. They did get an upgrade this morning. Goldman Sachs did upgrade them from a sell to a buy, raising their price target all the way from $10 to $19. Big move up on that price target. So I don't usually like to trade things that have analyst upgrades, but Solar Edge maybe, but yeah, probably not going to make my list, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't like it. It doesn't look great. We did talk about QUBT and QBTS. They're here this morning. But Peter, aside from them being very active, having a great day yesterday, anything else to add? I mean, they look very explosive today, man. I mean, they got 12 million shares traded, at least QUBT up 16.6, and the QBTS, if I typed that correctly, not as much activity, but again, 3.5 up and 11 million shares traded. So anything to add on this one?
Well, they do keep releasing little bits of news. The QUBT, which is our quantum computing friend, has some space news. Anyways, they've been awarded a contract by NASA to support their photonic optimization solver, which sounds really cool. I don't even know what it does, but it doesn't matter. They've been awarded a contract by NASA, and that's good news for them as a company. And it said they keep getting little bits of news that support the general meme quality. I feel like these are sort of in the territory of meme stocks. The volume doesn't support meme stocks, not quite, but just look at the chart that we've got here on the daily. Like, you can see the net average volume is significantly higher than it was at the beginning of November, when it was trading like, it looks like there was no volume, right? Because it was so flat compared to where it's been consistently for the last 4 weeks now. So, it's hard to argue that they've not been in play. They are. It's just a matter of, is this going to be good enough price action for you to spend your time and your money on it if you're going to be trading it? I mean, it looks good to me pre-market, but I might cautiously, keep an eye on it just to see if it continues that good momentum once the opening bell rings.
Yeah. I do like QUBT here. It does look very interesting. I am gonna, you know what? First time I put it on the list, I'm gonna put it to the QUBT. Again, might not stay there. Usually these stocks are not the one in my main gappers list, but today they're looking really, really good. All right, let's do two more. SIDU and RGTI are next. Then we'll hop around a little bit here. We'll look obviously at Tesla. We'll look at SMCI, which has been very active. And we'll look at Bitcoin plays and see. I see only right. I saw Matter for just a slight second. We'll look at that. So let's look at SIDU. These guys are up 13%. Oh, this is space. Is this part of the stuff you're talking about, Peter, or no? More space stuff here.
More space. They are a space again. 13%. Aerospace and defense. It does seem to be moving
space
today. Now, and these guys, I don't really see any news here. I'm not sure if this is a sympathy move with some of the other space companies. If they've got some news, it hasn't hit the wire yet, really. But the volume on this is fairly heavy this morning. So somebody knows something, because the stock is up another 12%. Big day yesterday. So clearly there was some activity yesterday, and it traded. What did it trade yesterday? Like a crazy, almost 300 million shares yesterday. So absolutely, somebody knows something, because it was moving on big volume yesterday, despite the fact that there's no specific news on it.
Yeah, I mean, before that 300 something, the volume was literally like 3 million. So, they went at 300 million yesterday, and today they're looking very, very active. Again, another space type company here. So I'm going to put them on a second there. It's just interesting to see where this space secondary for now, SIDU. One of you guys been throwing on the chat quite a bit here, RGTI. This thing has been hot over the last couple of days, right? Started end of November. Since then, we've seen a couple of really nice days out of this one. Not the easiest stock to trade. It's not a low flow stock, lower price, but not low flow. Their float is at 203 million. So, pretty decent size there. Yesterday, they had a big day. You can see here a beautiful breakout continuation, and they held their gains for the most part. A little bit of a sell-off towards the end, but for the most part, they held a lot of the gains and the breakout they had on the daily. This morning, up 7%, 16 million shares traded. I mean, this thing is in play. Not sure what to think about it, Peter. I'm not sure if you're here by the time this thing got going. You might have been, but yeah. Any news on it? Anything other than what we had for the last 2 weeks?
No, this has moved after while I was traveling around and not paying attention to the market. So no, I don't recognize the name, but looking at it, I mean, it's in the quantum computing space, and like we were sort of just talking about with your QUBT and QBTS and all these, the quantum computing, right, is moving. It's sort of the hot one of the hot sectors, that in space. So, but this quantum space, RGTI is just playing in it. Yeah, I mean, it's no specific news, right? So nothing that's moving this other than the general sector that is just, like you said, on the move in the last little while.
Yeah. RGTI, I'm going to add that one to the list as well. We'll take a look at it. Tons of volume, guys. Looking good for a possible breakout today. But I got to tell you, man, QUBT looking real nice, especially after the day they had yesterday. Let's see how that plays out today. All right, and then last on here, we want to look at let's look at Tesla. Let's look at Tesla this morning. These guys are, again, just completely crushing it, Peter. I'm sure I know you have not been trading, but I'm sure you probably heard people talk about what Tesla's doing. We are up here 5.3 million shares traded. And after being stuck at like 360 in most of November, December just took off here. I mean, it has never looked back, and had the biggest day so far yesterday, right? So it just continues to punch higher and higher. Will be on my list today. I mean, it is just an amazing stock to have on deck this morning. So, Peter, your thoughts on it? I'm sure you'll be watching this one as well.
Yeah, well, like you said, Tesla's just been on fire. It's always in play, so that's something we know. But certainly, this price movement has been impressive. There's no specific news, right? It's not like the company has announced bigger deliveries or anything. There is an expectation, of course, that Elon is going to benefit from his relationship with Trump and the government. So we'll see how that plays out. It's yet to be determined exactly what form that'll take, but it doesn't matter, right? We trade on the rumor, and the rumors right now are that Tesla is going to be well positioned moving forward and potentially over the next couple of years. So, this is one of those stocks where you can never count it out, right? Somehow Elon's like got more lives than a cat, and he just keeps on, making it work. And I was looking back at the chart, Carlos. If we zoom out on the daily, I feel very foolish and sheepish. When this thing was down trading at the $120, like, why not pick up a few hundred shares, put it in your longer term portfolio, and just wait and see? Because you certainly would be happy now, right? As you quadrupled your money over the matter of 6 months or so. It would have been well worth the risk, especially since we know Tesla. I mean, how many times has it done this, right? Like, Tesla's done this. No matter what the news is, it manages to do this time and again. So it's volatile, but it's a net gainer, I suppose, over year. So
over time, it's just northeast direction, man. I want to talk to the guys that feel like this stock should be bankrupt already. I want to talk to these guys. Where are they? The ones that are putting out all these articles like, oh, it's going to go back down to zero, this and that. I mean, my goodness, eat those words, buddy. This is not happening. All right. All right, that's our gap up. Oh, let's talk about cryptocurrencies. I only see Riot on the list. I saw Mara for a slight second, but here's Riot. They seem to be gapping up 725,000. And then quick look at Mara. They also popped their head into the gap up list. Just up right now 1.9, so 1.3 million shares traded. So overall, cryptocurrencies, what do we have going on with Bitcoin this morning, Peter?
Yeah, I mean, look, the news is just that Bitcoin prices keep moving. So over 107,000 at last count. It's all these related stocks, Mara, Coin, MSTR, right? They're on the move as a result of Bitcoin rallying in price. When it broke, we were waiting. We'd been waiting for weeks, right, for it to break that $100,000 mark, and it did, and it did, and held to that level quite nicely ever since. So, yeah, I think that Bitcoin. I mean, who knows where it's going to go? I thought Bitcoin was going to have a little more trouble than it did. So I was definitely wrong on that count. And if you're holding your Bitcoin shares or stocks, then you're probably pretty happy right now. Look, as for intraday trading, it's gotten better than it was, but it's still not great. Like looking at all the other sectors that have great trading with great volume, I still wouldn't really focus on Bitcoin for intraday trading. Sorry, we were just talking about Tesla. It's good. Quantum computing stocks, even some of the space stocks, I just find they trade better during the day. So that's my view. But Zen Trader's telling me I need to stop doubting Bitcoin. Apparently, I got to get on board. I mean, look, like we keep saying, right? We trade the rumor. It doesn't matter if Bitcoin is going to make it as a real currency. I mean, you still can't buy stuff with Bitcoin. Like, it's not like I can walk down to the store and buy anything with it, but who cares? If it's trading well and it's going higher in relative price and you can make money off of that, then who cares how valid it is as a long-term industrial type currency, right? It is what it is. It's working and it's making people money. So, all hail the crypto.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. It's interesting how if you look at coin, right, crypto's going higher, Bitcoin's going higher. But if you look at coin, many of these stocks, there's just kind of hitting some kind of resistance, right? So I wonder if Bitcoin prices continue to go higher, how much room does Mara, coin, like these individual stocks that have moved up quite a bit over the last couple of months, how much room do they have to the upside? Are they going to keep going up as well? I mean, it's just interesting to see. But if you look at coin, we're clearly not joining the bull party here, right? We're just kind of stuck right now. Yeah, we had a couple of breakouts, but if we're at 107 now, I would expect the last couple of days for this thing to go higher, but it's not. It's just kind of having a little bit of resistance here. So interesting how that's trading in correlation with Bitcoin, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
I agree with you right now, especially this week. This week, especially, there are better things to look at. The week before this one, coin was on fire. Look at the daily; it's very clear how much movement you have in here. MSTR is another one. Yes, you did mention that. MSTR is another one that has, again, look at the daily. Even though we have some good moves, if you look at before this week, the daily was much bigger. We're getting way bigger moves. So it's getting a little bit tighter here. I'm not sure what that means, but if you look at stuff like Tesla, Google, other things have just been trading slightly better, especially this week and into the end of last week. So again, just a
Right.
broad observation on a few tickers. Might
We-
not be, but you're right, man. I'm looking at other things today that other than these crypto currencies. They'll be on my list. Like I'll have MSTR on the secondary. I'll have coin as well, just in case something gets going out of nowhere. But they won't be on the main list today. All right, friends, let's stop here
We have
as
to
far
keep
as
in
the
mind.
gap up.
Sorry, Carlos. We have to keep in mind as well that I've generally been using the term crypto and Bitcoin synonymously, but the market is starting to
Yes.
slightly differentiate those, right? When it's not. I mean, obviously the crypto industry is much bigger. The Bitcoin is just one of thousands, tens of thousands of different cryptocurrencies out there, and Coin and Mara participate more broadly in right as exchanges and their intent to help drive the entire industry. Whereas something like MSTR, for example, where they've made a deep play on buying Bitcoin specifically and trying to be a Bitcoin holding house, bank, whatever you want to call it, is a little bit more of a direct play. So there's a little bit of a differentiation. Obviously, the price of Bitcoin as the granddaddy of the sector and sort of the most traded and most active of the cryptos is the one that we're most actively following. But as this market starts to mature a little bit, we also have to keep in mind that there is differentiation in how the different offerings are playing the sector as a broader sector. So I'm sort of keeping an eye on that. But like we just said, Carlos, all that being said, right at the moment, from a day trading perspective, the things that you can access. I mean, we're assuming, of course, you're not trading crypto directly. If you're trading crypto, sort of offerings directly, that's a whole different, sort of
Yeah.
activity and different trading scenario. But from from the equities markets, the things that you can trade, they don't look as good as some of the other sectors. So.
Yeah, yeah, I fully agree with that. All right, guys. So far, TEVA, QUBT, RGTI, and Tesla on deck this morning. Quick look at SMCI. I almost missed this on the gap up. SMCI here this morning. We are up 1.8, 1.6 million shares traded. Again, I like this ticker. I like the activity. It's very explosive at the market open. It did that yesterday as well. Another beautiful pop all the way to 35. So it gives a good opportunity. Later in the day, it did nothing, just pretty much went flat. But again, all I care about is this part in the morning here for the 5-minute RB. So did very well there. I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to put it on here as a secondary for now. And we'll look at the gap down and see what else is on there. But I might end up moving this up and probably bringing down. Look at QBT. Wow. One of these other ones that might not be doing so hot. So we'll see. All right, Peter, before I get to the gap down list, anything you like on the gap up this morning or anything that's not showing up here?
Well, we talked about most of them. Interestingly, the thing that didn't come up onto our radar was any of the semiconductors, which is one of the sectors I tend to look at quite heavily. We mentioned in passing AVGO. It is down marginally this morning. The only one I've seen that's green on here that's of interest is SMCI. Remember them? We haven't really talked about them for a while, have we? At least I don't think we have.
Which one?
Anyways, SMCI. Remember old SMCI? They
Oh, yeah, I just
had their
mentioned that.
reporting issues.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Oh, no, I love this stock, man. We're just,
Anyways,
I just
but
mentioned it
they're
before
green,
before you brought
whereas
it up.
everything else in the semi pretty much is red this morning. So I think.
Yeah.
Why am I hearing?
It's
a
funny,
phone?
Peter. We just.
My phone? Oh,
You are hearing a phone.
that's weird.
It's
There's a phone ringing in my.
Wow, we don't hear nothing.
Somehow my cell phone is
It's not on my
connected to
end.
my headset. No, and it was ringing in my head. It was throwing me off. Sorry about that. Okay. That was quite odd. All right. I didn't realize that my headset can be connected to two different devices at the same time. So there you go.
Oh,
Anyway,
yes.
so yeah, of things that I'm looking at, Carlos, no, we pretty much talked about all of them. Said I'm going to continue to watch the semiconductor sector, but again, it's gapping down for the most part. So we'll talk about gap down items, well, right now.
Yep, absolutely. It's funny. We're laughing in chat, Peter, because we've been on SMCI for like 2 weeks, but you've been gone for 2 weeks, so you don't know that.
Okay.
But yeah, we've been
All
watching
right.
this one
My
like
bad.
crazy, man. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. No, it's so good, man. Hey, when you're on vacation, that's exactly what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to disconnect and not think about and look at this stuff, right?
I have no idea what's going
And
on.
it's funny because when you take 2 weeks off, you really feel like you're on vacation. Like 1 week, you don't really get the feel that you're on vacation. 2 weeks to get the job done. All right, but yeah, SMCI on deck here, guys, looking pretty good. Let's see what's gapping down. I love this ticker name, WKEY. I want to say whiskey every time I see it, but it's not. It's Wise Kid Key International, right? This is a great ticker. But now we're down 14%. We were up yesterday. We had a great day on Friday. Now we're down with 978,000 shares traded. Hard to borrow, so we can't short this thing. The fun might just be over, man. I don't like it, so I won't be watching it this morning. But Peter, I guess the news kind of deteriorating here on this one.
I mean, it had 2 great days of gains. You can see that there was some news, like you mentioned, about the fact that they are able to have some satellite launches here with SpaceX. So again, the space news is all over the place. But yeah, this is really just it, sort of giving back some of the gains, which is not surprising. Third day play, right? Often you get that move down, and that's what it feels like so far. Volume is okay, but I doubt it's going to be on par with the last couple of days. So probably this one's done. The fun is probably over.
Yeah, and even if we get the volume on towards the downside, we can even take advantage of it because we don't have shares for short on it. So we'll leave it alone. Also, keep in mind low flow stock. I did forget to mention this: 2 million shares flow. That is very, very low. Be careful with that. Let's take a look at RCAT. RCAT has been on our list almost every single day, I think, for the last 3 days or so. Gapping up, gapping down today, down 13.4, 1.2 million shares traded right now. Again, another one that's heading lower, hard to borrow, so I can't even short this stock. So again, just not one I'm going to spend a space on my gappers list, on my watch list, because I can't even trade if it has lower. So we'll keep it off the list, Peter. Not sure if you like this one, but doesn't fit my criteria.
Yeah, I don't, and there's really no new news. Again, this is just dropping after the big gain yesterday, so it's pretty much the same story. We'll just move on.
Yeah, we'll move on. Let's take a look at PLTR. So PLTR this morning, we are down 3.2, 2.5 million shares traded. We had this on the list yesterday. Had a very interesting open. If you guys remember, this pre-market looked great, tons of volume. We loved it. We had it on our main list. Shot up, and then look at the sell-off here at 940. Big sell-off. Gets everything back. Goes from 77 to 74. And then continues all the way down to 71. So pretty interesting day. It did recover and managed to close green. You can see here a little bit of an indecision candle we got. So today could be exciting. Today could be exciting on what is next year. We still got great volume on it. Not as much as yesterday, but I think it's worth watching. We might be getting a little bit toppy here, as you see on the daily. Just a lot of resistance over at 76. And today we're gapping down to 73. So PLTR could be interesting. I'm going to keep that one on the list as well this morning. Peter, do you like this one today? Will this be on your list?
I don't know. I mean, PLTR is a decent trader. It can get some opportunities. It hasn't inspired a lot of confidence in me just because of the way the price action works. And like you said, that move yesterday, just looking at it, was would have been hard for me to catch just because it was so violent in its reversal, right? Didn't signal it as well as I would normally like. So I'm not sure. I usually keep an eye on it because a lot of members watch it in the room, and it does get decent price action, but it'll be a secondary at best.
Yep. We'll put it on here for now. Let's see how it goes. And then heading down, we do have SoundHound, and then a special one today making our list. Let's take a look at SoundHound first. Down 2.3, 2.5 million shares traded. It has two really nice days here, though. 14 to 17, 17 to 20, and both of them trading really decent. Like if you look at this intraday action, you have a lot of activity throughout the day, and the same thing on Monday. Again, Monday was much cleaner than yesterday, but I'm sorry, Monday was much cleaner than Friday. No, Friday was cleaner than Monday, excuse me. And you can see here how well that was. But again, it's been in play. It's been trading very, very well. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have it on my main list today. I got so many to look at, and we haven't got to NVIDIA yet. I mean, there's just so much going on. So SoundHound on the secondary list for now. Normally we're kicking this off the list, Peter. We were not watching it, but the last couple of weeks, the last 2 weeks or so, this thing has been moving. Volume has increased, and you can see how great the intraday action has been on it. So will be on my list this morning. Looks pretty nice so far. Let's take a look at one that is. Yeah.
SoundHound is one of the weird stocks that there's a lot of polarized views on it. People even think that this thing is absolutely fantastic and it's underappreciated and everybody should buy in, or it's overvalued and get out now before the thing crashes. It's funny to me watching the articles on this one and the opinions. They seem to be very, very polarized. So over the last couple of days, the bulls have been winning as this thing has moved up for the month of December, more than doubling in price. But it still doesn't stop the naysayers, right, from saying, careful, I told you it's going to drop. But I don't know. I mean, so far there's no sign of it. One way or the other, like you said, Carlos, the price action doesn't inspire confidence for me, right? I don't like stocks that I can't anticipate their move, or they don't give me good price signals in the way they trade. SoundHound is one of them. So
Yeah, it sure is. It's not the easiest stock to trade. I agree, but man, lately the last couple of days we've seen some interesting action out of it, right? Last on the list is on here, AMD. So AMD showing a little bit of weakness here, losing this support level of 126.69. That is the previous day close from yesterday. So you can see that there. So yeah, I'm interested in keeping AMD on deck this morning. Could be fun. 1.2 million shares traded, down 2%. And that makes me think about, obviously, NVIDIA. You can see NVIDIA also down 2.1. A lot of these semis kind of heading lower. So they'll be showing up on there is NVIDIA on our gappers list, just showed up. So a lot of them are going to be making their way down to this gap down list momentarily. So I like NVIDIA. I like AMD today. We'll have those on my list. I'm going to have to cut some stuff off this list because I do want to watch NVIDIA. And I do want to watch AMD today. So list is massive, but we'll have to cut some stuff off. All right, Peter, we'll go to you. Gapping down, anything you like this morning?
Well, you mentioned AMD and NVIDIA. AMD has not had a good close to the year so far anyway. So the last few months, it's just been trending down and more down. So okay trading on it. But yeah, if you're a long-term holder of this, you're not happy in AMD, certainly. Just looking at all the Magnificent Seven, they're pretty much all red this morning. I see Apple is down, Amazon is down, Microsoft, Meta, all red this morning. So you can sort of pick whichever one you want out of those. Not hugely red, right? They're not gapping down significantly, but they're down a little bit. And as is the overall market, right? The SPY and the Qs both down by about 0.25% each. So we're just we're sort of hovering here. We'll wait and see. The opening bell can radically change that. So just be careful. Don't assume a direction on the market. I'm not going to do that, but I'll be keeping an eye on my usual favorites. And like you said, Carlos, NVIDIA and AMD. But other than that, nothing else gapping down that I'm going to keep an eye on, because I do think that our list overall is good. We got a lot of big volume things that I think we need to keep an eye on. AVGO is gapping down, but that's off of such a massive 2-day move that it's very reasonable for it to gap down. And I think we might get some good price action at the open that we can trade, as well as, of course, some of the other stuff we talked about in the quantum computing and space. Geez, I almost said the space. Anyways, the space race. So pick your favorites. The list is big. It's targets you could potentially trade with lots of volume out there this morning. So be careful, whatever you choose.
This list is so massive. And you just mentioned AV, and I thought I already had AV talking at the beginning of the show. I don't even have like 10 tickers ready. So I got to figure out the order of this list, but I do want to watch AVGO. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll figure this out. I got way too many. I can't watch these many tickers, so some will have to give. Like RGTI might come off the list. Let's take a look at some quick ones from you guys over in chat. You guys mentioned MU on both sides. Yes, semis are in play today. MU, you can see here. MU, on the other hand, compared to NVIDIA and AMD, is on the way up. So this semi is doing up 1 million shares traded. How is TSM doing today? They're actually down. So that's very interesting that MU is somewhat on the other side of things here. So up 2%. They were in play yesterday. They had a big open. Again, unfortunately, I didn't watch them closely. I just didn't trust that they were going to get it done. I mean, many times MU has let us down, but yesterday they delivered. Look at this beautiful engulfing crack pattern, and it just took off and never looked back. Went from 105 to 110. I mean, that is a huge move. So, yeah, maybe I'll watch MU today. So many stocks, man. Yeah, let me. Brent, don't copy all of these. You probably don't have space on the list. I'm gonna fine tune this when Peter does announcements. Another one you guys mentioned was also, what's the one here? A BA. I saw BA being mentioned a lot. We'll look at those two. Then we'll have to stop for the sake of time. BA here, pretty much flat right now. It's not giving you anything. Had a great day yesterday, but this is typical BA action. You just got to watch it. It's a stock that pre-market. Look at the pre-market. Gives you nothing. Today's doing the exact same thing. So you're not going to cash this off any scanners in the pre-market hours, because look at it today. It is giving you same thing, nothing. So just watch it if you have the space for it. I definitely do not today. And see how the market open looks like when the volume does come in. It is a nicey stock, so you're not going to get, but it's a nicey stock that you're not going to get almost no activity unless there's some like major news, some wheels falling off a plane or something. You're not going to get the volume in the morning, right? So you got to wait for the market open on this one. But again, big day yesterday. could possibly continue today. You just kind of got a sit and wait on this one. All right, Peter, we'll stop here. Let's go to community events announcement for this beautiful, actually not beautiful, it's rainy Tuesday.
Oh, rain can be beautiful. But anyways, yes. Look, we're running late this morning. That's probably my influence, so apologies for that. So we'll go quickly. Today is Tuesday, which means we have our strategy series, or strategy and trade book webinars. Tonight, Lenny is going to be giving the webinar 8 o'clock usual time. He's going to talk about specific trade strategies and how you can read the pullback and trade an ABCD pattern against it. It's sort of his signature move, what he likes to trade every morning. He'll talk about how he does it in 3 parts and how you can put those together to make an active trading strategy. So that's at 8 o'clock tonight in the webinar room for all of our elite members. Next week, Andrew is going to be. Is Andrew presenting? No.
Oh no, it's just Happy Holidays.
Christmas Eve? It's just Happy Holidays. Okay. It's Christmas Eve. Oh my God. A week from today? What the heck? Okay, so there you go. So no webinar next week as we head into the Christmas break. So note that you get the day off. All right. If you want to join us here at Bearable Traders, we would love to have you. Despite the holidays, we are trading every day the market is open, as we always do. And if you want to join the chat room, we've got a number of membership options for you. You can see here from the intro right through to the Elite Annual. Check them out and consider them. They're there for your information and to take advantage of. Don't forget, if you're considering intensifying your trading journey and really want to get some good training in, January might be the time to start that. Our trading boot camp is happening over at Peak Capital Trading. That starts the first week of January. It goes for 3 months. It's very intensive. It's about a 14-week program of activity. We have got tons of material. So as I always say, it's not for the faint of heart, but if you really want to jump in with both feet, great opportunity to really accelerate things and give you the focus you may be needing in your journey. So check that out at Peak Capital. You can take advantage of that. It's got all the details there. peakcapitaltrading.com is the place to go. So if you're interested, go check it out. And Carlos, you know what? I better give it back to you so you can set some levels, because we are running right into the open here. So we want to get to our live traders and give them a chance to get prepped.
Yep, absolutely, man. We'll jump right in. I'm gonna do a couple of these guys. We're not gonna do everything. We'll do TEVA, QUBT, and PLTR. Tesla, Nvidia, and AMD. We've done levels for that almost every single day. You guys know what to do with those. Let's do the ones that we normally don't do. So TEVA here this morning, high flying is one of my favorites today. I think it's got a lot of potentials. 2035 is the high of the pre-market. Towards the bottom, we're going to mark down 1930, so that's going to be good there. And then below that, this thing has so much gap up. We're going to be slamming into 1799 as well. So you got plenty of levels towards the bottom here on TEVA or TEVA. I'm not sure how you pronounce their name, but let's go over here to the back. Let's go to the left and see, do we have anything higher? I believe we do, because this thing was, again, when we were trading this back 2017, 2018, this thing was on fire. It was such a great stock. So it gives us some good memories of that. Above the pre-market high, which is 2035 at the moment, we do have a couple of really nice dailies. 2138 is a good one. And then over here as well, we have another one at 2260. There is a minor one. It might be at around 21, a minor level of support and resistance, 2093. You do have an area there. I think that's a great one if we can get going. But of course, 2138 is going to be the big one. All right, let's look at QUBT. If we look at this one, again, high flying this morning. I do like the pre-market action. We're getting a lot of activity on it, up 30%, guys. 1490 is the high of the pre-market, the low of the pre-market on this one below the previous day close, down to 1062. And then if we look to the left, we haven't been up here in a while. And I don't even know if I will even consider the data that I just saw here. Like if you look at a monthly, you know, this thing went like dead forever. And if you look at a monthly here, you don't have good daily levels to look at here. So we do have 1468. Maybe we have another pop at 1683. Other than that, I'm not going to go that far back and look at data here. So I'm going to treat this as a 52-week high. I'm going to look more on the price section and what's happening there opposed to these levels. We've done Tesla plenty of times again, and it's pretty easy. Your levels, highs and lows, and then you also have your all-time highs. So there's nothing else up there for you to mark on Tesla. So pretty easy as far as levels. PLTR, we've done it plenty of times, but here you're just stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. So we'll do 74.31, and we'll also do the low of the pre-market at 72.98. Once you do that, pretty easy. Highs and lows got you covered for the last 2 trading days. NVIDIA, again, we've done as well, so we're going to skip on that one this morning. Just look on the major level that we're losing here, this previous day close. We've been holding that for a very long time. We're losing that today, so that can be exciting. And then AMD as well, heading lower. AMD has not had a great time. AMD is doing something wrong here because, man, other semi-computer companies are at least holding. This one's just been down ever since October. So I don't know what's going on with these guys. And we've seen some weakness in the overall sector today. So we'll stop here, guys. So we're going to get you over to what our team is watching and then over to our live traders this morning to kind of prepare you. It'll be Brian and I believe another moderator joining him as Andrew is traveling this morning. Friends, if you haven't done so on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. We really appreciate it. It does help us out a ton. We are sitting at 140 likes. Let's show Peter welcome and get that over to 300. We appreciate him coming back to the show here. So Peter, what is today?
Yeah, I don't know if it was just me or cutting out there, Carlos, but I got it. All right, let's talk about what our moderators are watching. Hopefully everybody can still hear me. We'll start with Mike, who's keeping his list remarkably tight. Okay. Remarkably tight with Tesla and AVGO. Lenny's going to be watching NVIDIA, MU, and Tesla. Thor is really just watching Tesla and the market indices overall. Jared is going to be watching some sectors here, right? He's going to be watching quantum stocks, Tesla and NVIDIA, and then keeping an eye on his scanners. Avi, as usual, the Magnificent Seven, but he's also adding AMD onto the list. So he's avoiding some of the trendy stuff as he always does and focuses on what he does best. Megan is keeping her list also very tight with NVIDIA and PLTR. Phil is going to be watching AMD, NVIDIA, Tesla, Mara, Google, and Amazon. So good selection of stocks there. Brian is going to be watching Tesla, QBUT, QBUT. Maybe he means QUBT, not sure. But also keeping an eye on NVIDIA, NVIDIA, AMD, and IonQ, not one we talked about. Paris is going to be watching Tesla, QUBT, TEVA or TEVA, like you say, Carlos. I don't know how to say it either. AVGO and PLTR. And last but not least, I couldn't make up my mind. I've got more than I should, but I got my usuals in NVIDIA, AMD, and Tesla. And I've added TEVA, QUBT, Broadcom, AVGO, and that's supposed to be PLTR. So there you go. All right. So that's what our moderators are watching. You can see some commonality. Some are keeping it tighter than others. So there you go. I guess I didn't get the joke. All right. Is that what he's been calling it lately? QBUT? All right. Then he's going to be watching the QBUT. All right. Let's see. Have we got the jokester? Is he ready to go? He's not on yet. But we'll get our live traders here momentarily. Guys, I'm just getting back into the swing of things. And like I always say, when I've been off trading for a while, I usually try not to jump into anything really quick because I find that usually I make bad decisions. I need to get some time to settle myself. So I'll just be watching probably at the open. I mean, unless I see something absolutely perfect towards my strategies, which is unlikely, it feels like this morning. But I'll just keep an eye on what I can. I will, I might not take a trade until 10:30, 11 o'clock. That often happens on these days when I'm first back after a little bit of time off. So we'll see what happens. I encourage all of you, trade at your own pace. Don't be pressured into anything, right? Doesn't matter what's moving, what seems exciting. You got to stick to your own strategies. So be true to your own trade style, and you'll do well over the long term. So with that, trade smart. I can hear Brian. I see him starting to get ready there. He's getting closer.
Good morning.
The red light is on.
The red light is on. I forgot to turn it on, but I got it last minute.
All right, Brian, we'll let you get to it, man. Have a great trading day. Guys, take care. Hit that thumbs up, and we'll see you guys in chat.
Right.
All right.
Right on.
Welcome, okay. Brian.
Thank you, sir. Sorry. Getting the,
we
the
got,
first time I've used my voice here this morning, so it's little, there we go. It's starting to work now. So, The
little
advantages.
croaky, right? Because you haven't spoken yet.
Yeah, little croaky. All right.
Do we have somebody live trading with you? I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know. You know what I notice about this camera? It makes me look like I'm seriously balding. I don't know why.
And that you figure that's the camera?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, of course. It's that damn camera.
Yeah, that damn camera. Maybe I have to.
I mean, you look fine. Oh, you just mean like the hairline moving backwards there?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. My hairline isn't that far back. Believe me, it's the camera.
It might be it might be a little bit of a fisheye lens there, which can do that. So
yeah, there you go.
That's my problem too. I mean, you met me in person. I've got a full head of hair. I don't understand what this camera's doing to me. It's crazy.
Well, I think I'll. I think I'll. I can do something about that tomorrow. So you'll have to wait for that. There's a little teaser for you, get you back here tomorrow morning. But let's deal with today. So I did a bit of I did a trade yesterday. Yeah, I did a couple trades yesterday. Ion Q. That's I think that's like a qubit. That's this whole quantum computing thing. I think is all of a sudden becoming hot. And I've got I took some Tesla calls long, contrary to what Andrew was suggesting, is selling calls up to the upside on Tesla. I just think that's still pretty dangerous. And as you can see this morning, we're up another, what are we up another $11 right now, $11.50. So my 460 calls, I don't know where they're going to open, but they're definitely going to open higher. Oh, AVGO is really selling off here.
Yeah, that and Tesla, both selling off. I mean,
Tesla's coming back up. Yeah, NVIDIA is definitely dropping. Yeah, NVIDIA, we talked about this yesterday, this 132, both Paris and I, both separately identified this sort of 132 level as kind of a neckline on a head and shoulders pattern. So it broke. That was an area where you didn't want to see it break if you were a bull. So it's definitely trading below there right now. Oh, Tesla's really making a move here. Yeehaw. Keep going. That's okay. I'm happy.
Hey.
That makes me happy. Good morning, sir.
Hey, morning, buddy.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Good morning, Thor.
Hi.
Good.
Agree, Kevin.
I'm here.
Moving to 5.
So we're gonna open here in a couple of minutes. So I was just trying to get situated. I'm still a little discombobulated from being traveling for the weekend and stuff like that. So we're so not sure, but I actually got a nice short on the ES this morning. So, thank you, sir.
Congrats on the renewal of your nuptials.
Thank you. Yeah, the wife and I were in New York this weekend celebrating our 18 years of being married. So it was a lot of fun. We had a blast. I'm at my 11 o'clock. I'll give you guys I'll show you guys the slide reel or whatever at 11. I got a couple people actually here.
I'll leave you guys to it. Have a good trading open.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
From the second honeymoon. That'll be interesting. I'm going to take that in for sure.
We had fun. We went up to New York and did the whole Rockefeller at Christmas thing. It was epic. It was fun.
Okay. Sweet. Well, there you go. See, it just confirmed for all the ladies, Thor's not available.
Nope, I haven't been available for a very long time. We have been together since 2002, 2003, somewhere in there. Married since 2006.
Yeah, you were born married. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, basically. I mean, she's originally from Arizona, and she's been in Florida for such a long time. She's just about to become a Floridian. So
Okay. All right.
What makes you a Floridian?
Anyway,
just time spent and
spent,
your
yeah.
willingness to wrestle an alligator while saving a snapping turtle from traffic.
Yeah.
As long as you're okay with those two things, I think
You're good. All right.
Spanglish for real. My son.
Here we go.
Ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding, ding.
I need to log into YouTube, by the way, and say hi to the YouTube peoples. I really like there's quite a few tickers that look interesting at the open. So
Watching Tesla here. I think could be interesting for a long. Okay. Oh, wow. AVGO
Tesla,
is dropping like a stone here.
For Tesla, if I was gonna long it, I'd love to do it around like 461 if it managed to sell down there, because that'd be a really fun spot. But ES had news coming out today, Hannah, that and the order book was heavy in the pre-market. So I played it. Yeah, look at that. Still on down, Tesla. Let's see here. No, wrong one.
All right. Still watching Tesla. Nvidia's popping back up a bit.
All right.
I strongly believe Tesla's going to move up here after a sell-off.
MNQ coming down. A reminder to all you futures traders out there, just in case you weren't aware, this week we are rolling over. So you should be, if you're trading any of the major futures, like the like NQ or whatnot, you should be looking at using the H code now, and that should be H25. So just remember that. That is also the same for 2K and Dow. So you need to be on the H contracts. If you're trading like oil or something like that, then you don't have to worry about that. Okay, let's see what happens here. I went ahead and pulled a long on M&Q right off of S3 when we came down here and hit. So we're the call being called by the pivot, my little pivot bot in here was a buy at S3, long S3 to R3 traverse. So we'll see if it holds up. I'll cut it if it comes back down too aggressively, but it's a good spot.
I'm just short or buy it with puts. I've got some 460 puts here on Tesla. I did sell some of my calls, a lot of my calls actually, at the open. The ones I had from yesterday. Nice bounce there.
A lot of volume down into S3, but it did not. I mean, it's pretty aggressive right now, this selling. So yeah. I might get rid of this.
Tesla could come down, could actually retest yesterday's close, PDC.
But I'll hang on to it. See if it sweeps. They like to sweep the liquidity low. They'll set up a big bounce and then come down and sweep it and then roll. But we'll see. I want to see a big buyer come in there. There we go. There's a good buyer. Let's see how we respond to that.
Just watching here
not a
on
great
Tesla.
response.
I think we're still maybe got some downside, but we'll see. Still got a few puts left.
I guess I should just held my short from the open.
If we get above 469, I'm going to be out. pullback was a higher low. I'm out of the rest of that put.
There's more buying.
See, now it's coming back up. Yeah.
See how these buy orders are lifting the price? The sell orders were having trouble dropping the price, but the buy orders are lifting it real nice. I just wish our order book was a little bit denser to the top side. It doesn't look like we've got as much interest as I'd like, Brian.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's still a lot of
volume
on Tesla. There is still some orders to the downside. Still think at the end of the day here, we're going to see Tesla up again.
Tesla's probably going to fill this gap first back to PDC. Anyone who is up in pre-market's going to get chopped out.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll rally just like you're saying, close out new high a day or something crazy.
Yeah, see, now it's pulling back here. They're going to go down and fill some more of those orders.
The ideal buy location for Tesla, for me, would be right near PDC. So you're going to run Tesla's downside ATR expectation at around 461, which is where PDC S3 461 is all together. So if you were going to look to grab it, that'd be the better spot. My issue, though, is by moving lower, we've sucked our topside ATR down inside of range. So this thing could just end up becoming a choppy mess. So we'll have to be careful not to get too into Tesla and it ends up just kind of ranging here and getting stuck. Spend all day on something that's not fun. Oh, here comes that SMCI.
Oh, damn.
NQ's having a lot of trouble finding a good buyer.
I'm long QUBT, or not QUBT, IONQ.
I'm watching SMCI for a short here off of this squeeze it just did back to R3.
Ooh, now I'm pulling back here.
I like how there's this bid that's left to this really large bid left to the downside. Hey KJ, can you are you available at 11 o'clock a.m.? If you come by the chat room at 11 a.m., I can, because I don't want to confuse the YouTube and stuff with cracking open charts, but I can run you through the whole setup of the cams. If you come by at 11, I'll run you through it. Of course, bro. That's what I'm here for. Oh, nice, Pyrus. Pyrus shorted Tesla. Nice. Good job, buddy. See, I don't know why these opening traders who are really good at this, like, they don't come on here and do this. They leave us boring guys just to...
Yeah. Wow. Come on, we're not boring.
No, I'm kidding. We just get boring a little slower. Or exciting a little slower, boring a little faster. I don't know. That's one.
I'm going to get stopped out of INQ probably unless we bounce here.
Balding and boring, Dylan. You're right. It's crazy. It's a sad, hard truth.
Hmm.
Oh, beautiful. See? Should have called Meta.
Look at
Help a brother out.
NVIDIA's popping. NVIDIA's popping. Here we go. There's the bounce for IONQ. How we're going. Come on.
Jonathan, that's funny. All right, NQ still holding along this crazy thing. I told you it was going to sweep that liquidity low. There was this really funny post going on Twitter that I was watching, and just watching people arguing back and forth about if market makers are taking advantage of retail traders as liquidity and stuff like that. And I was just laughing. I was like, yeah, they do. I don't like how this is responding, so I'm gonna let that one roll.
I just
like
sold
SMCI one. I got a short going on SMCI.
I just reduced my position in IONQ 40 when I went through 43. NVIDIA is making a move here. The firm is just selling off. AMD doing AMD stuff, the usual, selling off.
Shoot, its order book just flipped on me. Hannah, I was saying I was liking SMCI for a short, and I grabbed a short at 34.50 when it broke because there was a really nice order out to the downside. It wicked down to it and then bounced right up, and they brought on a bunch more orders to the top side. So I'm not very excited about this now. Whatever though.
Oh man, I'm
gonna keep going until I lose.
Bouncing. Here we go. Here we go, baby.
I already got a couple good winners in, so I'll just hold this one. If it stops, I'll just stop for the day.
Here we go with IONQ. Ah, yes. Here we go. Selling more. 43.70. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, look at that pop, eh? It's just NVIDIA's rocking it.
I like that the bid is there on that still. Yeah. Man, that was a nice pop there, Brian.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't expecting.
You ran right. That was
violent.
Your ATR high on INQ is 43.93. So it literally just ran right into its ATR high.
I know, and now I'm all out now.
Like look at how precise that was. Yoink, ATR. Its downside, if it sells from here, its downside ATR would be somewhere only around 39.78. So you'd have to kind of evaluate it if you're thinking about, like, I think your choice to go long on this one was better, because even if it goes short, it's like really maybe not even the biggest expectation, but definitely better than the top side now at this point. You said you went all out, right?
Yeah, I went out when it hit that R3 level.
You're a baller.
Yes, boss.
In Q, trying again.
Look at, here goes Tesla.
I do this to myself. I'm short one position while long another position. It just makes you like hate yourself. Right, Mr. V? Ricardo, how long have you been in paper, buddy? You know, one thing, not for nothing, you know, just like if you're starting to have some decent success in paper and you're really building a good strategy and you're good with confidence, you know, maybe look at like rolling into like a funded or, you know, starting to do really small share size live or something like that. You know what I mean? It's if you're working, one of the worst things that people do a lot is they stay too long in like sim and they end up kind of like getting bored in sim, and then they actually break something that was really going to work for them because they stayed there too long. All right. So and this is what I'm talking about, by the way. Look at this. I'm in SMCI right now, short, because the order book had that big bid to the downside. Oh, I lost my chart. Hold on, let me just bring my 1 minute over.
All right,
So look at this. So I'm short SMCI right now, and then I'm long MNQ right now.
And I'm selling calls on Tesla. Those are the ones I had. Look at that. Oh man, you knew Tesla was going to come back up. Look at it did exactly the same thing yesterday. Hit PDC, sold off, hit PDC, and now it's going to rip.
I'll go ahead and bring my
Tesla's
stop on this one.
Predictable. You're so predictable. And I love you, Tesla.
And I love you for it. So let's see if one of these works.
Wow. That was amazing. Yeah.
See, look at that. Look on the IONQ. Look how that thing turned around off of the ATR. So I have on my screen, Brian, I added these. They're called my ATR guides. So basically, they project onto my screen on my TOS, and it goes off of pre-market low and pre-market high. So it uses the extended trading hour. So they'll work they work based on true ATR or average true range, and so you can see that calculated high for the day off of that was right there, and look how that hit. Pow.
Yeah. Beauty.
So when you caught that buy right there, that was perfect. And you popped it right into ATR. You sold it, and then it dropped off of them. It was like flawless execution. That's so cool.
All right. Yeah, that's a great little tool. That only works in TOS though, right?
So I got it in TOS, and then and then we're coding it into Ninja right now. And then I think after that, we're going to work on, someone was saying that they really wanted into, which one was it? It was Trader something, Trader View, Trader Workstation, one of those. I think it was Trading View or something like that. Anyway, I got an email from them, and it looked like their architecture maybe would support it. So we'll code it into anything that'll do it. From which point it calculates ATR? ATR is calculated from the extended trading hours. One thing a lot of people, which I actually went through a lot of different charts and stuff and looking at it, is a lot of people think ATR is the regular trading hours. ATR includes the pre-market, the entire market, extended trading hours and everything. And at first you think it almost seems a little counterintuitive until you realize, like if you look at your daily chart right now, the highs and lows of your daily chart include pre-market movement. Just like if you're looking at your daily chart on your platform, pre-market movement is included in that daily chart, right? So innately you need to include that in your ATR because it's included in your chart. So once we kind of sorted that out, so we started calculating off of the lows and highs of the pre-market, assuming that was lower than higher than the extended trading hours. And that's how we do it. So, also on INQ, you're right at monthly R3 too. So this was just like a perfect spot to dump those shares you bought. That was awesome. What a nice little spot. What's Google doing? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. That's a fun spot.
What is Google doing?
Google's just hit its ATR, basically that same spot.
Okay.
So for Google, I like Google a little less because what's going to happen here is Google's downside ATR, because of how far we've moved to the top side, is actually being sucked into range a little bit too far. So if you do reject from here, you would want to get profit before PDC, right? I wouldn't expect a full run, but right now it's looking very aggressive. So it might. let's see, what's the book look like? I'd like to see more orders come in on the downside of the book before I would be comfortable shorting it. Right now, it looks a little too strong. So, but this is, I mean, good volume here, and now it's pushing. So if you can see another volume signal here, maybe, but just remember the expectation for the sell won't be so great. Not yet. No, I'll have new settings for you all here soon. This is a beta of my new version. This is actually, I just finished, we finished scripting and beta because I couldn't go through it on Monday because I was coming home from anniversary trippy. So yeah. So, but as soon as it's sorted out and I make sure everything's working, which so far it's been working great, I will share.
Right on.
For all of you.
Looking forward to that. Ooh. Here we go with Tesla. I'm still long some call options, so we're just watching her go up. Yeehaw.
Oops.
Sold. Is selling some here at 24. I'm trading the 460s that expire end of this week.
And you're on
And that's
Tesla?
the same ones I swung as well.
Oh, yeah. Almost.
But it
See,
was
perfect.
Yeah.
Nice.
John's trade is John. I think John's trading TEVA here. QUBT's really had a big run up in the last 60 minutes. I think we need to do an IPO on quantum computing, Thor.
Absolutely.
Start a quantum computing company. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's the latest
So look
claim to
at
fame.
this. My this is look higher range, wider range. The play call was S3 to R3, opens above S3, so you'd want to long at S3. Look in the pre-market, S3, 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 S3. There's our ISO right at S3. You could have bought right there. So S3 to R3. That's Microsoft. Let's
taking another, selling another call here, $25.
R3 play.
25.30 got filled. Mikey traded googly. Nice, man. Hopefully you still have partial in that. David, what did you trade? QUBT.
SMCI.
All right, nice.
I picked a slow one.
Nice trade on QUBT. QUBT. He said, "But."
Dang it, Beavis.
Yeah, well, nothing. Yeah.
I told you not to say that like that. I mean, come on.
Here we go. 480 coming. Come on, baby. You know you want it.
I cut my long on NQ just because it wasn't really performing. I think it still might have a shot, but I just don't like that it's not going anywhere. So I'm just going to let that one go. And I'm just hanging on to this little short we got going here on SMCI. So far, it's looking pretty good. Lower range R3 to S3 traverse is what I'm trying here. My target is 33.15.
Selling some more calls at 27.10. Oh my God, this thing is just, it is going to go to 500. The Tesla, it's just got, it looks like it's got 500 written on it. Look at this thing. Now I'm just wishing I had Kyle. I do love Tesla. I love you, Tesla. Tesla's getting to R3 on this. Look at it now. It's at 29. Oh my God. Humanity.
There it goes. All right, so here comes your top side here, but this is really going really well. So let's see if it tops out here. I'm just interested because right now I'm just doing proof of concept on some of my stuff, so I just love watching it. Let's see what it does here. In theory, the algorithm should do a hard sell somewhere right up around here, around 483.50.
Yeah.
Let's see if we see one hit the book.
I'm definitely out of it. I'm out of it for now.
The order book structure to the top side is still quite nice. I mean, it can go. It looks like the order book could still go further. They do have bid to the downside, though, so they could sell if they wanted to. So now I'm just really interested to see how the algorithm responds. It comes in and hits here like it often does. Squeezing again on this SMCI. Things being a bore. Is Gates shorting Tesla? Maybe. At his own peril. There's a lot of people I'd be betting against.
Yeah.
Musk would not be one of them, regardless of what your thoughts are on the gentleman. He doesn't seem to go down very easily.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't. He's like his wealth has increased. What is it, like $60 billion or something? I don't know.
It's pretty wild.
Number you can't even. Some number you can't even imagine.
It's wild, man. It's a big number. I mean,
yeah.
It's cool though.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, you know, we don't live too far from Cape, so we like going down there and watching all the rockets and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I'm gonna get what's gonna happen on SMCI is I guarantee this thing's gonna blow out, come through here, stop me out. They're gonna just because I've been sitting. You sit so short in one of these things, you just feel like you're gonna get rope-a-doped on it. The market makers do this rope-a-dope thing for all of you newer retail traders. Just get used to it because it's something that just happens all the time to you. And if you get too sensitive about it, then you're going to get mad and you're going to like, oh, I feel like they're out to get me. They're out to get you. We know, right? Just
they are
be
out
okay
to
with
get
it.
you. Yes.
Just be okay with it. It's
just
fine.
know.
You know what I mean? Just let them get you a little bit and then get them back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you just stay here too long. You're like,
game.
They're going to come out.
Yeah.
And
just know
me.
the game. You just got to know the game.
They're always so mean to me.
Well, really just needed one trade here today, and it was Tesla. And it was pretty predictable. AMD's coming back up. Video still looks like it's got some selling to do here.
It does.
Looks like it's.
I'm still sitting in the world's most boring ticker, but it hasn't stopped me out yet. So what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna hang out here. Stick with the date you came with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just short some NVIDIA puts, or not short them. I'm long the puts, so I'm short the stock. There you go. I knew it. I knew that was going to happen.
He knew it, folks.
Look at that. Nice sell. Beauty. All right. I'm just going to cover. I'm going to sell some here.
So I'm
283.
looking kind of like at the volume on the market itself, and it seems like we have more downside candles than upside candles, and those downside candles seem to be bringing the volume, where the upside candles seem to be stagnating mostly. Gives me some kind of distributive feels right now. So I don't know what the market's thinking, but it's not looking so strong right now unless they're really trying to set something up. So just kind of keep an eye on that. If they don't really, they need to find support and get a rally going pretty much right here. If they move much lower than this, then we start to go into some pretty non-standard range movement. You know, the stuff that only happens like 1 out of every 10 days or so, you know, counter trending breakdowns and stuff like that. It gets very, very, very sketchy playing some of that traffic. So just kind of keep in mind, if we start moving lower here, that we could just start selling like hard. Like it could get big. And we did have some news this morning. What was retail numbers, I believe, this morning at 8:30.
Yeah, it was Tuesday at 8:30 retail sales. What was that number? I can look at trading terminal. Ooh, Tesla just took a big drop there, and Nvidia's making another leg maybe. Look at this! Look at this nice pattern. If you're looking at my screen, this book map. Look at this nice pattern. Series of lower highs every time we tried to pop up. There were sellers there, and then you could just tell lower lows, lower highs. You could tell as this started to form, it was going to waterfall down. I'm going to name that my waterfall trade. I love that setup.
Waterfall. I like it.
Waterfall trade.
Rising devil, falling angel in the waterfall.
The rising devil. Yeah, the waterfall trade.
I feel like we should make playing cards. You know what I mean? Like, and then we could put each person's like buffs on it. Like Brian's plays the waterfall play. And then you could be like, all right, I'm opening with Andrew's ORB or whatever. And then, we're going to counter with a falling angel. Oh no, it was a rising devil. So,
well, Megan was talking about putting together a calendar. Mods of the BBT.
Hopefully it's not a hair
So
calendar. That's all I'm saying. Although Megan and Paris could maybe be on the front. But it's 10:02, buddy.
Yeah.
I gotta take off and get out of here. I got a meeting, but I popped on here because I wanted to hang out with my buddy. So everyone out in YouTube land, thanks for hanging with me this morning. I hope y'all had a fun time hanging out with us. Appreciate the likes for all of you who did like, for all of you who didn't, for shame. But anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on tomorrow. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Hey, thanks, Thor. Cheers. Always a pleasure. Always fun trading with my man, the Thor. So we're getting a bit of a bounce here back. Yeah, retail sales, didn't look at this morning, but X-Auto, we're actually down 2%. Estimate was up 0.4. Previous was 0.2. So retail sales going the wrong way. If you throw in the autos, it actually was up 0.7 compared to 0.5. Year over year, it was down. Okay, I think that's down 3.3 anyway. All right. Actually, it wasn't down 0.2. It was actually at 0.2, which was below the estimate. I think that's what that means. All right, so NVIDIA is still selling off here. Google really rolled over. Now it's down. Google is down at the View app. Hammer time. Wow, NVIDIA's gonna hit 127 here. Uh-oh. Something's happening.
Okay. Hey, Brian.
It is Paris. Good morning. The helicopter's
Good
not running.
morning. You had a great day, I see.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I mean, it was just a matter of waiting for Tesla to get down to do its sell off at the open and then pop back up. NVIDIA, yeah, nice short there. IONQ had a nice pop. So yeah, now I'm just sitting here. I do have a few shares of NVIDIA left. I'm waiting. I was waiting for it to get to 127.
So currently I'm short PLTR. It seems like it's gonna come to my break-even point, but I'm looking for the low of the day, and I'm short from 73.25. Seems like it's gonna stop me out.
Wow, Amazon really sold off, just back down at yesterday's low right now. It's going to bounce there probably. That's funny. Amazon went out yesterday at high of day. It's pretty much PDC is pretty much high of day yesterday, and now it's done a full reversal here. Might end up just taking the rest off of NVIDIA. Looks like I'm going to get out of NVIDIA. It looks like it's put in a higher low. You can see here, if you're looking at my chart, you can see here, here's your low. Here's the pullback, which I would have hoped it would have continued here, but it actually, buyers came in before we got to this low, and you can see how we responded. So,
Guys, I'm short Tesla. I'm short Tesla from 480. I just shorted Tesla.
all right.
Let's see if it has some continuation to 475.
There's an order there.
It very quickly was bought back up. But let's see if the momentum on the short continues. Let's see. I want to see it drop to 475, but the buyers are good. The buyers are holding. And now it dropped.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm getting out of PLTR at break even, guys. I'm getting out at PLTR. I am just short Tesla right now. I want to see it drops the 477, the previous, and go to 475. Let's see if it does that. There are buyers, man. They're strong buyers. But
Yeah,
480
Tesla just
might be a psychological resistance as well. So we'll see. Drop.
did this.
Drop.
I did this swing trade that I was talking about in my swing trade video on the weekend. I shorted the 260 AVGO calls, Broadcom calls, sort of an after earnings play. Got about $2 for those calls.
Tesla seems like it wants to drop. It's holding 478, but I think it's going to drop.
Mm-hmm.
Very good buyer stepped up. So let's see. I'm adding a little more on Tesla. Adding a little more on Tesla on the short side. Let's see if it has a chance to drop from here. Okay, 477.50. Let's see if it drops. That's the area that's holding. 477.50 drops, it goes to 475. 477.50 is actually holding. So okay, it left in. Yeah, now it's gonna squeeze now.
Really,
Okay.
yeah, really makes me nervous. Shorting Tesla.
Yeah.
There's
I agree.
always going to be some point. There's always going to be buyers that are going to step in. It just seems like that's the way it is with Tesla.
Yeah, now it's trying to hold. I think I have to get out. Yeah, I'm getting out, guys. All out. Stopped out of Tesla. Am I sharing my screen? No. Oh yeah. Oh, that PLTR is dropping again. Yeah, Tesla squeezed. I'm glad I'm out of that.
Yeah, it's doing that move all the time. It's like pulls back, looks like it's gonna drop, and then the buyers just step in. Big order at 485. Honestly, I would not be shocked if it got to 500 today.
This 480 is showcasing a lot of resistance.
This 482.70 is a pivot level, and that's exactly where it rejected again.
Yeah. I'm short one more time on Tesla. Let's see if it drops this time. And I'm also short PLTR. So 477.50 was the last time it was holding. Let's see if it drops this time.
Nvidia's waterfalling again.
Yeah, it's holding the 477.50 area. Drop. Beauty. Okay, covering some profits on that. Let's see if it goes to 475 now. Let's see.
Just shorted Nvidia again.
Let's see if it drops to 475. Ah, beauty. Let's go to 475. No buyer should step up here. Don't step up. 477.50 is trying to be a resistance now. Let's see if it's holds the 477.50 that we saw a seller. And I'm also short PLTR. PLTR is actually dropping to the low of the day. And Tesla, I think, sells off again and goes to the PDC right now.
I covered some Nvidia at 127.74.
Let's see if it drops the 475, then PDC is absolutely possible. And if loses the VWAP, Tesla can actually drop another $10. But we'll see. I'm being very optimistic right now.
Yeah,
but
Tesla's coming up to the VWAP right now.
But the tape is bearish. I think it goes to 475.
Yeah, 474.43 is VWAP. So
beauty, 475, guys. Possible. I love you, Tesla. I love you. PLTR dropping too.
I'm out of Nvidia. Doesn't seem like it wants to drop here. Seems like there's a buyer. at 127.70. Actually, could be a long, but I'm not going to take it long.
So PLTR dropping to the low of the day. Love you, man. I was so biased on PLTR, and it took me 3 trades, and every single trade I made money on it. So that was so PLTR worked out really nice, and Tesla is working too. So 475 is gonna drop. PLTR dropped the low of the day. Very nice. Very nice. Let me share my screen, guys. I don't think I'm sharing my screen. Okay, for Tesla dropped too.
Nvidia dropped too. Shoulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda hung on there. Oh wow, Nvidia's coming back down. I think Qs are at low of day.
PLTR. Man, you are amazing.
SPY is at low of day. All of these high flying stocks are getting getting hit.
Okay, let me share my. Oh, yeah, this thing is also Tesla. I knew you were gonna drop. I almost got like $8 move right now, and I'm hoping it goes to PDC, and I would think about adding more. So let me share my screen. I think you should be able to see my screen, guys. No, good guys. Anybody shorted Tesla or PLTR with me? Awesome. Yeah, this is PLTR trade, guys. I shorted the 73.90, 73.80 area, then added more, got stopped out, break even, then shorted the second time, stopped out, break even the third time, and now this is working. And Tesla is going too. So Tesla is going to sell off again. And Tesla got shorts all the way, all across. All my shorts are the shorts. So at the open, very nice short at the open. Then tried to short the 475, got stopped out, cut size, got stopped out. And then the thing that I was trying to do with you guys. So I got stopped out, then got back in later. And now it's moving to, I think 470 is the next level that it's gonna go. Ha ha ha. Oh man. Nice. PLTR selling off too. PLTR is selling off too, which is amazing. I'm covering some on PLTR, 71, 72. And Tesla, it's trying to bounce a little bit. I think it would be a good opportunity to add more on Tesla. Let's see, what is the thing I want to add more? Yeah, 475 has been an important level for me, and I want to use that level. So let's see if I see a selling pressure on 475. Oh, very nice, Eric. Very nice. Yeah, I think Tesla goes to PDC right now. I think it's weak. PLTR is weak too. So let's see. I want to see some good rejection. If it goes to 477 and reject, I would add heavy. 475 has been that important level too. So Tesla is weak, man. Tesla is gonna go to 470, guys. Tesla is weak. I think it's gonna drop. Boom, 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 boom. That is so cool, man. This tape is so beautiful.
Yeah, it's the Qs and the SPY are really selling off here.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
Yeah,
in
470
a
is
very
an order there. Wow. I kind of missed that. That was an actually that was sort of a Peter's Mountain Pass. I don't know if Peter played that as well, but you could see R3 482.70 was the high, and then
guys.
it went
Tesla
back and
is gonna go to
retested it,
PDC.
and then yeah,
Tesla
and
is
then it
still very
rolled
weak,
over.
very weak. This is gonna go to PDC. This is gonna go to PDC, guys. I will bet money on the fact. Okay, covering some 468. Man, what a move! Anybody take that, guys? This was live trading at its best. You get stopped out, you
Nvidia's
take your loss, and then
wow.
you get back in later when things work in your favor. Awesome, awesome, Swam. Very nice. I bet today it's gonna go to PDC.
Well,
This is gonna be fun.
it was there once already. It was
It didn't even touch PDC actually. So,
it didn't. It came
but
pretty
this time it's
close.
gonna touch. Yeah,
The low
this
was
time it's gonna touch and break it like a
466. Call
boss.
it. Yeah, the low was 466, which was
Well, now it's
so
bouncing, but I
70.
am
It's
very
460 was the actual close yesterday. Was it? Yeah, maybe a little bit higher.
so Tesla. I think it's gonna give us a chance to add more. So I am still thinking. So 472 is a good area to add more. I would, if it bounces to 475, I might add more. I'm adding a little more here. I'm adding more on Tesla. 472. I shot it. Boom! The second I shot it, it went dropped. Uh, that's the beauty of the tape, guys. It's I cannot emphasize this enough. This is the rejection, the seller on the tape, and you use that to your advantage. I will add more if it lifts the 475, but let's see if it rejects here. If it continues on the downside. Boom. Let's see. 470 is gonna drop from here. Let's see. Let's see. Drop 470 here. Drop. Boom. Boom. So 470 is, I think it's gonna see a little bit of buying pressure at 470, but it drops 470, then it goes to the break the 468. So, and see my ad, guys, that like literally pinpointed it. It's I love those ads. Nice. So I think it's 468 is gonna drop. 468 is dropping. Let's see if it drops. They're absolutely, buyers are trying to buy, of course, but sellers are taking over every single time. So which is now the buyers are taking over. But sellers again, sellers again, sellers again, sellers again, sellers again. Yeah. No. Yeah, it's weak, guys. Tesla is weak right now. I'm even thinking of adding more on PLTR. PLTR is... I'm adding a little more on PLTR. I added more on PLTR, 7230. Let's see if it drops here. 7230. Let's see. Now Tesla is actually coming back up. Yeah, PLTR lifted. We'll see. I have a cushion. Tesla is weak, guys. I really wanted to flush to PDC. 472 continues to be that seller. And if it drops the 460, 470, closes below 470, then we'll see the 468 drop. It's all about like how the algorithms are trading. So algorithms basically use all the close. Fury, nice. Now I wanted to close below 470. For more it closes below 470, the algorithms are gonna get additional input that okay, the candle closes below 470. Yeah, they again bounced, so it never closed below 470. And now, yeah, now it's more bullish. Now the algorithms got an advantage that they wanna buy then sell. So, but I wanna add a little more, considering the fact that I would add around 475 if I see a seller. Yeah, the seller is still there. They're trying to sell. It's just a bound. This like these are the areas where you want to short the pops. Like that's what you call shorting the pops. It pops up. I don't know why they pop up. They're trying to buy buyers, then the sellers take over again. So these are
It's
usually
the
very good signs of shorting the pops.
could be just short sellers covering,
Yeah,
you know, and then they get a little frantic if the stock starts to pop more. But then
yeah,
then the buying kind of runs out because those are the only buyers.
yeah. I agree. No, yeah, exactly. But usually these shorting the pops, they don't hold the price. In this case, it tried to
Yeah.
short, but it's still popping again. So usually you do not want to see a price hold. And currently what I'm seeing is the price is actually holding, which is not a good sign for me. And that's how you manage your positions. I should have like it should have easily quickly dropped from here below 472, but the price is holding 472 right now. So I want to see where is the other price that is rejecting, because I don't think it's a good ad for me here. I would want to wait. My average is like 478, 477, and I want to see what it does here. What's happening around 475? Is it rejecting? Is it holding? Is it dropping? And that's the what you're trying to do is understand the character or the psychology of the stock on how the stock is trying to trade. And yeah, I think PLTR is going to stop me out at break even. So currently my break even is 472.85. So PLTR is going to stop me out at break even.
Tesla's really trying to is hovering just below the VWAP.
But actually, the more it's holding, Brian, I think it's going to go up now. It's this
Yeah,
is
maybe.
this is the more it holds
I just
472. Oh, now it drops again. Very good. So the 472 was a
yeah.
scary thing. So now it's dropping again. Let's see. I wanted to close below 472. 472 should close below 472. So 472 was the thing that was holding. Oh, it closed up below 472. So now this is a good sign. Now let's see what it does. From 472, I'm adding more on 472. I'm adding more at 4. I don't want it to. Yeah, 472 dropped. Now I wanted to continue below 472. It doesn't happen. Like now it's popping up. That's yeah. The sellers are not in a very clear control. This should have easily dropped to below 470 by now, but it didn't. It came back. Yeah, it's holding the 472, which is not a good sign for me. Yeah, my average is 476.60. Now it's squeezed.
There you go. Shit, that was...
Yeah.
Damn, I was doing something else. I was thinking if it popped above the view up there, I'd jump in on it, but...
I'm gonna try one more time.
Yeah, that was dumb. Damn.
476.
It's too late to chase it now.
I think it's going to the... I'll give a little more room for it to work in my favor. This is the area where it should reject. This is my break-even point. I am thinking if I should add or more. Okay, I'm adding more. I'm adding more on Tesla. Let's see. I saw a rejection. I want to see a continuation on the downside. If it didn't, then I'll be out. I did see a rejection, but it's not dropping. This should have dropped by now. Yeah, it's still holding the price.
Yeah. Still looks solid. So Tesla does that. Buyers will eventually come in again.
Yeah, now it dropped. So that was a rejection was valid. So let's see if it drops this thing. If it drops the 475. Let's say if it drops the 472 from here. And this is the area where it should buy because it's above the VWAP. A lot of people would want to buy it. I want to see how strong the buyers are. If the buyers are strong, then it's not gonna drop. But if the buyers are not, then it would drop. So that's 474. There are buyers who are trying to step up, but they were not strong enough. So I think it's the more chances are it's gonna drop. But we'll see if the new buyers step in. So the new buyers haven't stepped in yet. Now, still not that strong buyers. The chances are it is dropping, guys. Because I don't see a new buyers yet. Okay, dropped. Covering some on this. This was a quick.
It's back down
Covering
to the
some because
VWAP.
this is VWAP, and I want now if it loses VWAP, then it goes below 472. The VWAP loses, then a lot of buyers would be trapped, and then it would lead to this thing. Oh yeah, now the new buyer shows up. Yeah, the new buyer shows up now. So yeah, no, that's exactly where the bounce you should expect. Like people who trade the VWAP, that's exactly where you will want to go long it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, that's our signal, everybody, that we are going to wrap up on YouTube for the morning. Yeah, certainly a great trading morning, and I hope everyone had a good day. We'll see you all tomorrow, and if you tune in, you'll see how I'm gonna fix my hair so I don't look like a bald guy. So something to bring you back.
Okay, awesome.
All right, everybody.
Yeah, have a great
Take
rest
care.
of the day, guys. It was amazing hanging out with everybody, and yeah, see you tomorrow in the chat room.
All right.
The YouTube
Cheers.
channel.